That escalated rather quickly. This is this is my shocked face. Yeah.
I'd say he's a nut job.
First off, address the elephant in the room. For those that don't know this car, I hadn't went back and seen the very old videos where we first put this car together. Yes, the engine is orange. Yes, it is a Ford 331 cubic inch engine. Uh, but my wife's favorite color is orange, and this is her car, and I don't care. She wanted it pink with purple polka dots. It's her car, so she wanted orange on it, and we put orange on the motor. So there's that. Now moving forward, let me explain what happened. So here's what happened. Here's the skinny, if you will. Um, got a nice MSD distributor put in this thing, and it has always ran a Pentronics ignition. Some of you probably already know where this is going. Yeah, hang in there. So as I pulled the old distributor out, I heard it. The dreaded clunk, clunk, clunk. The drive shaft for the oil pump had lifted up a little with the distributor and popped back loose and missed the oil pump as it dropped and right into the oil pan. So the best thing to do in that situation is not to panic. Uh, it is work and it does set you back in time, but don't panic. Uh, so I pulled the accessories and all off the front, timing chain cover off and all. This motor's still fresh. Matter of fact, this motor's only had one oil change. I actually just dropped the braking oil out of this thing. Just got, I usually try to get about 500 miles on some braking oil. Just dropped the braking oil out of this thing and filled it with good oil. So it's getting another oil change now. But pulled all the accessories off, timing chain cover and all that off. Like a magnet and just just went to fishing. Let me tell you, I'm a pretty fair fisherman. But I wasn't getting no bites at first. I guess I was using the wrong bait. So stepped away for a little while, come back, and everything worked out great. Now this is a great illustration from my life, really. I kind of don't mind when stuff like this happens. I know some people are going to freak out. Some people are probably freaking out because it happened to me right now. But I don't mind when stuff like this happens. Let me explain. I'm going to get a little theology on you here for a second. A little biblical scholar on you for 1 second. Please bear with me. I promise it ain't that bad. Um, Here's the way I see it. I know the Lord is always with me, but I get tunnel vision on what I'm doing sometimes, and doesn't matter what it is. I get tunnel vision on it, and I'll get hyper focused on one thing and kind of lose sight of everything around me. Well, you know, I like the feeling of knowing the Lord's walking with me, and the Lord is always with me. He's always with you, no matter what you do. I'm not even trying to say He's not, but sometimes it's easy. You get focused on other stuff, and you kind of forget He's there for a moment. But when stuff like this happens, and then we're able to take a little magnet and reach in there and fish it back out, uh, it lets me know He's still standing right here beside me, and He's still putting in the work with me and helping me get through stuff. And it seems like stuff goes wrong often around here, honestly. But at the end of the day, I don't mind because it's always a constant reminder that the Lord is right here watching out for me and putting in the help with me. So this stuff doesn't bother me. It Stuff like this will keep you humble and let you know that you can't do all this by yourself. You need a little extra help sometimes. Earlier today, I was doing a little fishing for a oil pump drive shaft, and I wasn't getting any nibbles. And I had to go in there and take a break. And I kept thinking, why can't I do this? And I come back out here and I said, Lord, I've done what I can do. What can we do now? And I felt like he was telling me to go fishing again, even though I done been and there wasn't nothing biting. But we threw the line in, and I right away hooked her and pulled her right out of there. And lets me know he's always there. That's kind of why I don't mind things going like this. So, anywho's, since it's pretty much just sitting here stripped down like this, it's a good time to clean some of the old greasy handprints off of her and clean her up a little bit, and maybe touch the paint up in places and freshen it up. I mean, they're going to be looking at it when they inspect it, so we might as well give them something to look at, right? And besides, if I'm gonna get ripped for having a orange Ford motor, I might as well make it a pretty orange Ford motor from the look at. Time has come to go get some new tires on these wheels. Pretty excited about this. I've only bought brand new wheels twice in my entire life. I always buy used wheels. The first time was several years ago. I built my wife a Volkswagen, and I bought 4 brand new wheels for it. And then I got these two wheels here for my wife's wagon. Why my wife don't want to get new wheels? So a quick trip to see the best tire guy I know, Billy at Freeman Tires. There they are in the truck. We'll get them out when we get home and take a peek at them. Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right. How can you not love that? Wow. Try to get a little love where the sun ain't glaring on them. Check that out. Man, that is hot right there. Now, the plan was to finish putting stuff together on the front of the engine, then get to the wheels and tires and all that. There's a series of events that's going to, against my better judgment, have me put the wheels on first, just to stand back and look at them, because you know that breaks my heart. Anyway, the front seal won't be here till lunchtime. The master cylinder for it won't be here till lunchtime. So I'm doing a disc brake conversion on the front of it, but the master cylinder won't be here till after lunch, so I'm not going to take it apart till the master cylinder gets here. I've got the front cover off the engine to do the front seal. Well, actually, I took it off to get that drive shaft out, the oil pump drive shaft out. You remember that whole debacle. But I'm going to put a new front seal in it while it's apart, because I'm not putting it back together with the old stuff. So I'm waiting on that. So, which means really the only thing I can do now, unfortunately, just gosh darn it, is put the wheels and tires on the front of it and stand back and stare at it for a minute. Well, I don't care who you are. That right there looks like a hot rod. She has the look. Now, keep in mind, I have a full disc brake conversion kit that I have not been let's say I hadn't told anybody about until now, but I have a full disc brake conversion kit that's going in there. There's nice open pattern on it. We'll showcase that fancy disc brake kit. Got the big Mickey Thompsons out back. Got the little narrow front runners. Boy, if that ain't a hot look, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with what we got going on right here. So apparently no combination of the pulleys that I currently have that I took off the car will actually line up everything correctly. Now, here's where OCD, ADD, maybe just being dumb, whatever you want to call it, really bites you. The alternator pulley, or the alternator itself, was slightly off, so the belt wasn't quite straight. Now, you had to stand there and stare at it for a minute to realize it wasn't straight. It ran good. This thing's been running fine forever. Thought, we're taking it on Dragweek. Let's see if we can't line it up. And down the wormhole we went. The problem was not actually the alternator. The problem was not actually the crank pulley. The water pump pulley, the groove is slightly off. So once you dug into this wormhole, the crank was here, the alternator was here, the water pump was slightly here. So I was kind of getting this, but they're so deep grooved that the belt rode on them fine. But I'm down the wormhole now, and I have boxes of pulleys out here, and I'm trying this combination and that combination, and to the fact that I don't actually know which ones were on this car to start with, and now we've kind of got them where one pulley's here, one's here, one here, one here, one here. Yeah. Yeah. That's, yeah. Mm-hmm. Make a quick trip to my local Fred Sanford and find the a pulley that had the correct offset on it. That one works. It lines up now. Probably carry the old pulleys and a spare belt with me just to be on the safe side, but I think that will work. Well, there's a lot left to do, and like anything that I'm working on, it's coming down to the wire. Now, it was both kind of unfortunate and kind of a unforeseen blessing both that rod came off and I had to take the front of this motor apart, because it gave me the opportunity to make a few changes that I probably would not have spent time making otherwise. For those that have not seen any of the earlier videos, this is a little 331 cubic inch engine that I built out of stuff that I had laying around. It was never necessarily intended to be a race car, but I'm one of the guys that believe the term street car gets overused, not the term race car. This was 100% going to be built to be a street car, but any car can be a race car. You can just race it. Not any car can be a street car. This was never intended to do things like Dragweek, so it was not prioritized to put the most performance-based parts in it. It was prioritized to put parts in it that would cruise really well. Now, this unforeseen incident here allows me the opportunity to make a couple of changes. And one of the things that we changed and obviously started a lot of this mess was we ditched the old point style distributor with the MSD or the Pentronics in light for a or in exchange for a MSD distributor. Now, I believe that's going to help us out a lot. I believe it's going to do a lot for us, and we're going to gain from it. Now, the only thing I need to do now with that is, of course, finish buttoning everything up. Of course, like anything else, once you start and you take a few pieces off, you find a few things that you wanted to do a little different, or you might want to change. So, there has been some of that's going on. But we're getting close. We're getting close. We are getting close. Now, originally, I had said that you would get one more video before we leave for Dragweek. I'm going to have to renege on that just a little bit. And you're going to get two videos, this one and one more. And it's simply due to the fact that this video is getting kind of long, and I want to be able to cover all the things that I did to prepare for Dragweek. Now, we've covered pretty much everything here. This was wheels and tires and just making a few slight engine changes and all. The next video that I do, so the next video that I put out, we're going to do a disc brake conversion on this car. I want that to kind of be the highlight of its own video, because I'm going to show you how you can put disc brakes on a car without spending a ton of money. By tweaking a few things. And other than once I put the radiator back in and button up the wiring here, this part's going to be done. So the only thing that'll be left to do is the rear gear change and the disc brakes on the front. So once we do those, then the car will pretty well be ready to leave for Dragweek. So I'm going to try to keep the videos as respectably decent timed as I can. And I'm afraid this video is getting a little long. So I wanted to go ahead and end this video and get you set up for the next video, which will be putting some disc brakes behind these cool wheels so you can look at them. And there is so much hate on the internet when you see painted calipers. So just to keep the noise down, yeah, I'm going to paint the caliper some obnoxious color just to piss people off. Did you expect anything less? All right, so what do we got here? We've got some Mickeys out back. We've got these little skinnies up front. We've got 331. We got a 5-speed. And the next video we'll do disc brakes, gear change, and the third thing that'll be in the video is, well, we got to test it. We got to make sure it'll, we're kind of straight though. You know what I'm saying? Just got to make sure it goes straight. And I need some kind of baseline idea of exactly how fast this car is going to be. Because let's face it, I'm an FE guy, and if I put a 390 in it, I could have probably just about within a tenth or so told you exactly how fast this car would run. But I'm not much on Windsor, so I don't know. We will see. We will definitely see what it's going to run. Hopefully respectable. Around here, we'll have to test the 8th mile and kind of do the old math and figure out what it run 1/4 mile. I'm hoping that this thing runs a high 7 is what I'm hoping. I would be okay with a low 8. Now we're talking 8th mile right now. I would be happy with a low 8, but I'm hoping for a high 7. But at the end of the day, I don't really know. So I'll find out, and you'll find out on the next episode. That is, if you hit the little bell, the little thumbs up, the little, subscribe, all that stuff. You'll find out with me in the next video. So I'm going to button the rest of this engine stuff up and get this car set up ready to do the disc brake conversion, which, like I said, you'll see on the next episode. God bless y'all. I hope you have a tremendous day, and I hope that some of you will follow along with our Dragweek adventures. And remember, if you want to support our efforts, then the easiest way to do that is simply to watch the video and share them. That's the easiest way to support us. So, God bless y'all. We'll see you in the next one.
I'd say it's a nut job.